Check YouTube in. Okay, y'all. We'll be right back.
Go Griot, go Griot, go Griot. Yeah, I'm in the city, yeah, I'm in the spot, in the vicinity. I'm the hottest up in the city, yeah, it really is. I studied the ones that was the realest, the illest, that invented that. Talking about Griots, West African passages for the streets, though. Adios mio, ready to get about the Afro-Latino who brought their traditions from Africa's West Central. Let's raise a toast to the ancestors of old. For the knowledge comes in the form of a griot. In the form of a griot.
All right, welcome back to the Griots Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Kofi Piesie. I am a writer, ghostwriter, author, podcaster, publisher, now nonfiction nominee, amongst other things.
Yo, my name is Dr. Ashley Wade. I am a pharmacist. Let me see. I'm an author. I'm a community and literacy advocate. I am a book club curator and Griots.
All right, oh, yeah, I forgot to say that I was also a griot or a modern day griot. But the list goes on. Okay.
Right.
But y'all see just me and Dr. Ashley Wade here today. Our other co-host, Seanathan Polidore, he had some family. He had a family emergency today. So y'all please send positive energy, positive vibes, and powerful prayers down his way in Louisiana. He'll be back on the next episode, but y'all please keep our brother and his family in your prayers. So now, can you still hear me? So now let's get into the segment of the show. Hold on one second, y'all, because I showed didn't pull it up. Give me 1 second. Golly, I didn't pull it up, and we live now on the air. Lord, y'all, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm finna have to go over here and get it. This been a crazy day today. I'm telling you, it's been a crazy
We chilling. I hope everybody's day is good. I can't see any comments from this end, but it's a beautiful day here in Dallas. Probably like 80 degrees. Folks in their shorts and tanks. Look like folks at the pool. Like that's what it's giving. That's what it's giving here in Dallas, Texas. I hope you guys are great where you are. And we be needing the Red Ranger. So thanks for your patience. Because he be on it. I don't know why I can't see comments from my end. Let me see. Hold on. There they go. There go my brother Matt. Thank you guys for joining. See, there's Zane Montego. Thank you for joining. Charlotte, what's up? What's up?
Y'all apologize. Like a crazy day today. I'm telling you, I've been on the phone all and forgot to load up the PowerPoint for the day, but I got 1,000 computers over here. So instead of just loading it up on one, I'm just gonna grab one and we gonna rock and roll. So let's rock and roll, y'all. Let me do this. But y'all already know, that today's episode, we're just gonna run through the different formats. Hold on, let me get it up.
Take your time, Kofi. We want to make sure we do it right. We chilling. We chilling.
Yeah. All right. So again, let's run down today's episode. Hold on, let me do this. All right. So let's run down the opening segment. So the opening segment is honoring a teacher, a scholar, a writer, an author, or a revolutionary. Um, the Griots segment, that Griot segment is, I'll briefly talk about the Griots. Commercial segment, we got a new segment called a commercial segment where we'll promote all our books or our current events. But also, this segment is also for people who may have something coming up or want to promote something. Just get at me, Dr. Ashley Wade, or Seanathan, and we'll be gladly to promote whatever you have on this segment. Our current event segment today we'll be talking about the community as a whole, community heroes, what's going on in Dallas, Texas community, as well as what's going on in New Orleans community. There's also a number in here as well. So if y'all want to tap in today and join the conversation as well, that number is up there again. It's 601-695 5797. If you call that number, we'll be able to get you in on the air in real time. Am I feed? Okay, so and we're gonna have the woman segment. That's a segment that never leave this episode, as well as the woman segment that'll be given by our beautiful sister, Dr. Ashley Wade. Right, she'll be honoring some of our great women. Right, so let's get into it. Right, so we'll get into the first segment. Is hold on, y'all. Hold on. If I can get to the next next, hold on.
It's all good.
I'm just been having some issues today. Again, y'all, hold on one second. Like I said, something was going on nationwide with AT&T.
Sure would.
As far as the cell phones and the internet, and my internet was down today, and I couldn't even make any phone calls Thursday on one of my phones, and then on the other phone, I couldn't. It went into SOS mode. But we're here now, So let's get into it. So I'll be honoring Chancellor James Williams. Chancellor James Williams was a predominant pantheon, an Afrocentric scholar, born on December 22nd, 1898 in Bentonville, South Carolina. Williams earned both his bachelor's degree in education and master's degree. He is in history of Howard University, where he began teaching in 1949. He completed his PhD sociology in America University. In 1949, he did his research at Oxford University, the University of London, and the University of Chicago, the University of Iowa, and in 1956, the University of College in Ghana. William is best known for his book, Destruction of Civilization, a great issue from a race from 1450 to 20 BCE. I'm going to show this book. This book right here that I got in the camera, I recommend this book. This is like if anybody is on their journey of trying to understand African culture and tradition, understand what happened via the slave trade up into the Caribbean, up into South America, up into North America, the breakdown. So this book, The Destruction of Black Civilization, this is a highly recommended book. I have read this book 5 times, maybe 5 times, and done 3 or 4 different presentations on this. So this is a highly recommended book right here. And again, that is Chancellor Williams. So again, I want to send honor and praises to the late and great ancestor, Chancellor Williams. Again, the book is The Destruction of Black Civilization, The Great Issues of Race from 45 BCE to 2000 BC. All right, so we're going to move along. The next segment is the Griots segment, right? So I'll do the Griots segment real quick. We'll go through the Griots segment. The Griots segment. The griots are unique to Western Africa. The griots and jelly professionals encompass many roles. Pronounced griot has been referred to historians, storytellers, but there are no real words in the English language that includes all of their functions. The traditional griots could do everything from recounting history to encompassing music to teaching students to acting as a diplomat. They are genealogists, historians, spokespersons, ambassadors, musicians, teachers, warriors, interpreters, praise singers, masters of ceremonies, advisors, negotiators, and mediators. Not every griot does all of these things, but these are all examples of the functions of the griot professional body. But those also is the functions of a griotist as well. They are also functioning in all these roles, but again, they do not function in all of these roles. All of these roles they do not maintain as one. You may have a griot who is just an historian and ambassador. You may have a griot who is a historian, a musician, and a spokesperson, right? So these are roles that are facilitated by a lot of us already, right? So this is the reason why we are pushing the modern day griot and griotes movement. So that concludes the segment of the griots and griotes segment. So next segment we'll go into is the commercial segment. So each one of these, like I said, with these commercial segments, again, this is not just to toot our horn and say the things that we got going on and the things that we got going on. This just is also to, for people that may not know the multiple things that we are actually doing in the community, the multiple things that we are actually doing online, and even the traveling that we're doing and the experiences that we're having. But also, again, if you want your publications or your products or even your events posted on this podcast, again, get at us and we'll get into it. But first, let me pull up. We'll pull up the modern day griot and griotes. So this book is written by me and Seanathan Polidore. The introduction was written by a beautiful co-host, Dr. Ashley Wade. Matt also written the dedicated forward. Our master griot Keith also wrote the forward for this book, right? And this book has now been nominated for Best Black Nonfiction Book. So if y'all still out there, they hadn't put it back up, but we'll let y'all know when the nomination come back. They took it back down off to do, and they're going to put it back up to do second votings before they declare the winner.
That's good to know.
This here is just the ebook. If you don't have the ebook is available on Apple Books. It's also available on Barnes and Noble. So if you want the ebook, you can go get the book of the modern day griots and griotes. That's just the ebook book cover right there. As I learn, we all learn, sharing information with others, deepen your own knowledge. This is a book written by me. Everybody that knows me know that I'm this is my phrase. As I learn, we all learn. I also have a brand called As I Learn, we all learn. Now, this book is going to go into revision, and I'm going to put out a new copy of this book with new information this year. So y'all be on the lookout for the revised copy of the As I Learn, we all learn. Sharing information with others, deepen your own knowledge. This book here is for the neophytes. This book is my book. It's called Beautiful Lessons About Kimoyo. Kimoyo is a term that we are using today. This is a modern term that was created and coined by Dr. Fukuyao in the Congo, right? So this word better describes our tradition. We hear the word African traditional religion. We hear the word African spirituality, right? But in that book, I explained the gripes what I have with those terms, African spirituality, and the gripes I have with African traditional religion. But you'll have to get the book and go through it, and I lay out my whole thing with that. This is another book, the modern day griots and the Mandingo theory, the castration of Africans and the sex-crazed conceptualization. This is also, I'm telling you, a magnificent book right here. So definitely get that. Not Africa's hair, doing before and after slavery. This is my latest publication I put out last year in April. I'm so proud of this publication here. This publication is everywhere, garners the attentions of hairstylists, beauty salons, barber shops. So this book is actually in some of those barbers, not the bar, but the barbershop institutions, the schooling and stuff, right? So shout out, man, to those schools. Shout out to my sister LaDosha down there in Cleveland. Shout out to my brother up here in Brookhaven, Gill. The coloring book, this is just an education coloring book. We put out a Spearmasters institution. This is an institution for teenagers and children. This is one of the. Is it up? There it is. That's the coloring book. So go get the coloring book. It's an education, coloring book. Go get the coloring book for your kids. Sean's P, our brother Seanathan again. For those who just jumping in, y'all please like and share the show. For people who just jumping in and seeing just me and Dr. Ashley Wade, our good brother, our co-host, had a family emergency. So please send positive energy, positive vibe, and powerful prayers to him and his family at this time. He'll be back next episode. But this is his book, What's Your Kick, right? The butterfly effect, right, is also another book that he's writing. You got some, sis?
You said what?
Oh, you will open your mic. I thought you was finna say
Oh no,
something.
I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, you good. You can keep it open. This is another book, The Anatomy, the Anatomy of a Book, right? This is another book written by one of my favorite books written by him. You know, I've voiced that on many occasions. All of them are really, really, really good books, but this is like one of my favorite ones.
Same. It's my top fave too, Kofi.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, another one. The Five Laws of Leadership is another book by him. This would be my second best book by him. You know, the leadership. I'm definitely into leadership and mentoring and so forth. Here is another. Expanding Your Vision by our brother Sean P. Here is our sister book right here. It's a journey, a holistic journey for discovering self. Dr. Ashley Wade. I definitely appreciate our sister for this book. This book actually got my wife. She's not where I want her to be, but it actually got her back to reflecting on herself, but it also got her back to reading, right? So this was one of the books that she had picked up when she hadn't read anything in a while. So shout out to you, sis, for motivating her to actually pick up a book and actually fill out, go through those old modules that you had in a great book, by the way. If y'all don't have that book, also go that book. Every book that we have shown in here today, you can go to her website and get that book, and the other books you can go to Same Tree Different Branch Publishing and publish those other books. That's how you support us. You support us directly. Don't go to Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Target.com, Walmart.com, Lulu.com. All these print on demand companies, you patronize us directly. One more book I want to show real quick. I didn't have it up here, but I have it right here. This is Sean's new book. Those books that we showed you, this is actually the collection of thoughts. All those books, besides What's Your Kick, was physical copy. Those other books was actually a Kindle version, the ebooks. So now he have them all collected in one book. It's called the Sean P. Reader, the collection of thoughts. It also has been published through my company, Same Tree Different Branch Publishing. So it will be, his pub date is March the 27th. So this copy will be available March the 27th. He's right now taking pre-orders. So if you want to pre-order the book, the again, go to Same Tree Different Branch Publishing.com. Go to the bookstore, stroll down till you see the Sean P. Reader pre-order. Click the link and order the book. It's 25% off right now with the pre-orders. After May 27, it will go to his original price. So go support my brother in his new book, the Sean P. Reader, the collection of thoughts, which Dr. Ashley Wade wrote four introduction for. I wrote four forwards for the book, something that we have never did before. I know me personally in my life, I have written forwards, introductions for somebody else's book, but someone requesting four at one time had never done it before. So So it takes a lot to do that. And I'm quite sure my sister can veg you back off of what I just said.
Yeah, like creative energy that be flowing over here at Same Tree Different Branch Publishing is fire. So I'm just glad to be able to hop on there in the intros. Sean's got all his books are amazing, so I can't wait for for everybody to touch this compilation, so you can touch them all at once and get that knowledge all at once.
Yes, 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 yes. So if you don't have it, go pre-order the book right now at 25% at www.sametreedifferentbranchpublishing.com. It is also published through my publishing company, Same Tree Different Branch Publishing, as well. So now that we got the promo out of the way, let's get into
The fun
the
part.
yes,
Like,
oh,
let's
and also be on the lookout for acting on your dreams and vision. That's coming. What is this? March. Sean Pub date is March the 27th, March, April, May the 29th. I think May the 29th. Me, Sean, and Dr. Ashley Wade acting on your dreams and vision book will be out May the 27th. We'll start heavily promoting that around April. So y'all will start seeing a lot of videos, a lot of promotion on that as well. Y'all also start seeing promo where we'll probably be on a book promo run, where we'll probably be on a lot of people's platform promoting our new project together. Again, it is called Acting on Your Dreams and Your Visions, written by Dr. Ashley Wade, Kofi Piesie, and Seanathan Polidore, right? So yeah, and y'all, I see the whole lot of likes in it. So shout out to Sean. He's in here again. Sean, we let him know, to keep you and your family in prayers, brother. He wasn't able to make it tonight. So y'all please send positive energy, positive vibe, and powerful prayers toward his way, please. Shout out to Billy Nicole, Balu, if I'm saying your name right. Shout out to my fellow Griot, Matt Conley, who's in the building as well. Shout out Sister Julanda, who's also in the building. Shout out our sister Dear B. She's in the building. She'll be on the platform here in May. I think that's May. She'll be on the platform in May. Shout out to Soyen Lewis. Uh, Shout out to my brother Zane Montego. Shout out to Charlotte Ray. Peace, Charlotte. How you doing? Hey, is that the
my
sister?
girl.
Yeah, shout out, sis. How you doing? Glad for y'all to join. Again, that number is in the chat. When we get in discussion, y'all want to join the discussion. And when we pose this question, again, that number is 601-695-5797. Just stroll all the way back up to the top, and you will see the number if you want to call in to the podcast. But let's get into the discussion, right? Let's get into the discussion. So let's get into the current events segment, right? So, Dr. Ashley Wade, you can take it away. And again, we're going to talk about things that's going on in the community in Dallas, Texas, things that are going on in New Orleans, community heroes, and what can we do to make our community better or continue to make our community better.
Yo. So listen, I am a big community advocate. I love to be outside, and I love to support people in their events and things that they have going on. So community involvement, community engagement is huge for me. So I think if you take away nothing else from this session, get involved in the community, find out what people are doing in the community, and see how you can tap in. From historical all the way up. So I'm going to give a shout out to my best girl, Elaine Brown. That is going to be the community hero that I'm going to highlight today. For those of you who don't know, she was the chairwoman of the Black Panther Party. So the last 3 years of its that it was up and running, she actually ran it. What I love about her is that, back in those days, what she did was she turned the tide for the organization, and she got more political with it. With that came the ability to get funding. They started a school. Elaine had rallied, she was getting tons of funding, lots of support. So they had a school again. And one of her biggest issues was homelessness and taking care of people. For those of you who don't know, of course, the Panthers were big on programming. So they had so many ways to help people um, with housing. They had the free breakfast program for years, which basically was the foundation for the WIC program that the United States uses or the government uses. So we love the work that she did and that the Panthers did back then. But I do want to let y'all know that she is yet now today an 80-year-old woman who's doing an amazing, amazing project. So in Oakland, California, she is a part. She's now a developer, and so she's building a housing project that is an $80 million project. So huge, huge, huge project. And what's neat about it is it's going to be called the Panther, the Black Panther. So that's going to be the name of this apartment complex. Another thing that's neat about it is on the bottom level. If y'all can visualize it, you know how these apartment buildings are. But on the whole bottom level, she's going to have like an exercise facility. Like it's going to be upscale, but for people, but affordable. That was her biggest thing, is making housing affordable for people, but high end or higher end. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's dope, because a lot of times, in the community, we look around and the places where people can get the most assistance aren't the most taken care of, so to speak. So we love Elaine for what she's doing in Oakland, California. If some of you are out there, please go visit, go put your eyes and ears on, what's happening down there or up there in Oakland. That's where her heart is. That's where she did a lot of her early work with the Panthers. It's really good to see that she didn't give up. Once the dissolution of the Panthers took place, based off, the three-letter group we always know, who killed our people and tried to take over our projects. But we love Elaine for what she's doing to now in the community. This $80 million project is going to help so many people. And I think there are actually 79 total units that will be available. And it's for low to medium income families. So I think the income cap is like $30,000. So many teachers, so many healthcare workers, so many childcare workers, like so many everyday people who need help or could use some assistance or affordable housing, like most people are going to get to be able to partake in this wonderful benefit of being a part of the Black Panther, which is going to be a housing community in Oakland. I think. Mm-hmm.
How that's wonderful that she's doing it right there in the home base. That's Oakland, we know, is the home base for the Black Panthers. And how is she getting, you saying 80, you said $80 million?
$80 million.
Man,
see,
that's go ahead.
the thing about it is, Elaine, that's what she brought to the Panthers. When she went to the political arm, she got funding to open a school back then. She got all there were like some celebrity people who supported the movement, but there were also lots of government funding that she was receiving to build the school. I'm not sure what type of olive investors are a part of this program that she's building, but it's $80 million that she had to work with. So, you can do a lot with a little, but you can do a lot with a lot.
Yes, that's
I can't wait. And even the pictures of it make it seem like, it's going to be a beautiful property. And so I'm really proud of her. And she doesn't seem like one of those people who want to pat on the back. She's like, let's just get to work. If you look at any of her YouTube videos or do some research on her, she's pretty serious when it comes to taking care of business and taking care of her people. So I'm really happy to share this. And again, not a lot of people even know about Elaine Brown. Not everybody, most people glorify Huey Newton for the Black Panther Party, and we give mad honor to the brother. But not many people know that on the tail end that he appointed Elaine Brown as chairwoman. So first of all, that's a huge accomplishment from back then. But the fact that she continued the work over these years, and now she's 80, and she's not sitting down waiting for somebody to take care of her. She's still out there actively, finding ways to take care of the community. So I wanted to highlight her. She's a community hero, even though she's not local to my city. Shout out to Oakland, and shout out to the amazing work that she's doing out there.
So there can't be no excuses. We don't want to hear no excuses. You have a 80-year-old woman who's still out there on the front line trying to do something to better her community, right? So it's no excuses why we can't get out there and do the same thing. She's 80, right? Right. So we have to be able to do the same thing. But I'm glad you shared that, because that was something that I wasn't privy to, that information right there. So that's definitely big, and I can't wait to see how it all turn out once they get it built up. And once we get off here today, sometime today, I'm gonna actually go and look it up. You know what I'm saying, and look at it myself.
Thank
Cause
you, Kofi. You
and
definitely should. I appreciate that. And hopefully one day we get to put our eyes on it. Also, I think they just opened the Black Panther Museum out there as well.
yes,
So, people who love to travel, Matt, it don't take much for us to get on the road and go somewhere or hop on the plane and go somewhere. So we definitely want to go put our feet on the ground and just see that what you dream can become a reality.
man,
And
yes,
we can really help people.
yes, yes, yes. So, um, you got some more, don't you? Got we can get into the Dallas thing, and then we get into the New Orleans thing.
Okay, that sounds good to me. So I also want to highlight one of my really good friends. Her name is Dee Powell. She is a local urban developer. So again, a lot of times we don't know what goes on the back end when it comes to city planning and permits and things like that. We just see a lot of development when it's taking place. So there she is. It's my homegirl right there, Dee Powell. Make sure you follow her on Instagram at the THEED underscore DEE. She has a nonprofit called Do Right by the Streets. She also, I think she started another one called Prolific Spaces, or they may be intertwined, Prolific Spaces. So right now she has her project, which she's built for the past 3 years, is called the Sunny South Dallas Food Park. She's very passionate about giving people in the South Dallas community an opportunity to grow their business or cultivate their business, and she's also looking for ways to make it sustainable. So visually it looks like a pop-up. It looks like, oh, okay, you come into a place, there's vendors, different things that you can buy, but what you don't know is a lot of these people are consistent vendors, and this is like a place for them to do business. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us just need a space to do business. And so it works really well. One reason that I like what she's doing that's making her completely different from a lot of these other vendor markets is her commitment to community. She is very committed to building up the South Dallas community. She's very passionate about what she does on the urban planning side. So I don't even know half of the stuff that she does on that end, but what makes it so important is especially highlighting her right on the back of what Elaine is doing, and is Elaine is tackling homelessness, right, with affordable housing. Dee Powell is giving people a chance to have sustainable food. So South Dallas is a really big food. It has a big food desert. Not a lot of grocery stores near. Not a lot of equitable food choices. And so what she's doing is looking at bringing in local farmers into this vendor market so that people can buy fresh fruits and vegetables for their family. So this is not, she always says it's not your average food park. This is more than a food park. So she is really putting people on for the community, traveling all over the country, letting people know what she's doing for the city and helping other places get started. I think she lives in Houston. She's from Arlington. So I just want to lift her up out of Dallas. Again, Dallas is popping with businesses and things like that going. Vendor markets are huge here. So what makes hers different, again, is her commitment to community. And so I move with intention. So I don't fool with a whole lot of people, especially who are just trying to make money. I'm cool with making money as well, but don't leave out the community. A lot of our 4 leaders, especially Elaine and the Panthers, they were huge with grassroots organizing. So mobilizing your local community members, right? So appreciate what she's doing. She's doing amazing things. Make sure you also follow her, the page, Sunny South Dallas Food Park on Instagram. You'll see me sharing a lot of posts and publicizing the upcoming event, which is on March 23rd on Saturday at the South Dallas Cultural Center. So again, the location is important. The vendors are going to be important. And of course, it gives me an opportunity to promote literacy. I have my mobile bookshelf. I sell my book there. And what's neat about this upcoming session on the 23rd is I'm going to be doing a health fair with my mom. So we're going to use that same space where most people would come in to, buy soaps and, different things that people sell, T-shirts and things. We're going to be doing a health fair there. So again, great opportunity for people to grow their business and give back to the community at the same time.
Man, and I'm so jealous, man, because y'all I done been out there, so I see, man, the potential that Dallas have out there and the things that y'all have going on. It's like it seems like it's always something going on out there, something to affect change. So it's always some type of event, whether it's trying to boost literacy and reading, whether it's trying to build something productive in the community, schools, whether it's trying to make people aware of other things or issues that's going on in the community out there, man. So, man, shout out to Dallas, man. I'll be back out there soon, but I won't be driving anymore out there. I like Dallas, but the traffic out there, Lord, my anxiety
Yeah.
was on
There's
a
tons of
thousand.
people out here. But the good thing too is, Kofi, people are being creative. I think that's one of my friends mentioned that we're right in the heart of another Black Renaissance. People are being creative. People are letting creatives come in their space. There's another place here called Berkshire Family Winery. So they let people host events, poetry events, and things like that. So it really feels like what's happening in Dallas is people are connecting with creatives and just the sky's the limit on what we can do. And it's really looking real community-ish. It's giving a whole lot of unity out here in Dallas.
Yes, man. It's like I say, man, it's wonderful out there. I probably would. I don't know, man. I would. I ain't gonna say that. I probably would. I probably would be divorced because I would try to.
Don't
I
say that, Kofi. Do not say that.
Yeah, let me that because I want to be I would want to be submerged in everything I can to try to uplift and build the community, right? So it's good to do that from online and publishing books and talking and doing these podcasts, but it's another thing when you got your boots on the ground and when I was in Hattiesburg, I was a part of this organization. I actually led this organization for a while, and we partnered with so many different people, man, and we did so many things that affected a lot of change in communities. And we didn't talk we target communities that needed the help, where it was poor, impoverished areas at, or where there was gang infested areas at. Those were the areas that we targeted, and I miss my feet being on the grounds where I'm trying to effect some type of change, positive change, uplifting the community, man. So I don't get a lot of that out here where I'm at. I'm in my hometown, and it's a small town, and it's not a lot to do, and a lot of people are scared to do certain things, and a lot of people are just lazy to do just to do anything, right? So
Right.
so again, shout out to Dallas, Texas, and the new renaissance, like you said, that they got going on. And a shout out to the sister as well. I've been following her on Facebook, not Facebook, but Instagram,
That's
maybe
good.
the last maybe 4 or 5 months now. So she put out some dope content, and I like what exactly what she's doing, and that's dope as well as what you're saying. She's trying to bring in farmers because that's a key thing. I hope we're bringing in the farmers because I wanted to start a program a while back here where we learn how to grow our own foods again because a lot of things that are put on the shelf, a lot of the things that are in the grocery stores right now, those are the main things that is giving us these types of diseases, right? But we want to blame it on the devil. The devil is busy. No, you busy. You are not being conscious of what you're actually ingesting and putting into your body. And a lot of these things that we're putting in our bodies, you know what I'm saying, is no good. The pesticides that they're spraying on the foods right now. The stuff even with the fruits, they got something now where they spray something on the fruit so it won't rot. It can have a long lasting shelf. I mean, be longer on the shelf. You know what I'm saying, where it doesn't rot. So it's all types of things. Chickens growing up, injecting chickens with steroids and all other types of things that they got going on. So that's big if she can get the farmers out there. And not only get the farmers out there, show them how to grow their foods, you know what I'm saying? Because we need that in our community. Even if the grocery store said that they can't any person of black descent, any person of Latino descent, cannot go into their grocery stores. We ASS out because we have gotten away from growing food. There are some black farmers out there, but it's not many black farmers out there anymore. So, that's so I just want to highlight that and say that's dope for that sister to come in, because I don't want to gloss over when you saying she's trying to bring in farmers,
Yes.
into the community. So that definitely is big, because not only that we should be focusing on, you know, um making it, cool for people to be able to read, or making it cool for people to be able to comprehend the things that they're reading, or building other things, but also making sure that we got a healthy community. So let's not gloss over that. So that's big. So I just wanted to touch on that real quick.
Listen, and I'm gonna be sharing it. So as things come to fruition, especially with that piece, I'm gonna definitely be sharing it. She's also taking sponsors too. So there, go to her Instagram. There's links to sponsor. There's links to donate, because again, we don't have to take care of each other. We do have to take care of each other, and we can, and we are. That's another takeaway from what's going on here. Like, we are taking care of each other. We did pick up what our ancestors were putting down as far as community and how important it is to look after each other and uplift each other. And Kofi, listen, get it popping, get it back popping in your city. But you know what? Sometimes in small towns, people are reluctant to try something new. I definitely understand that, but get it popping.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try it. That's one reason, here I'm doing the same thing that we're gonna talk about in a minute in New Orleans. This has been a dream of mine for years, but actually to go somewhere and actually see somebody that has that same ideal, and then bring it in fruition and see how it's thriving in that community.
Mhm.
So, be
Let's
on
hear
the
about it. I'm ready to hear about it.
Okay, so, but I'll, hopefully, December-ish, the 1st of January, I should have my coffee slash bookstore available. It's gonna be a hub here where I'm gonna be bringing in authors to speak, but I'm also gonna be assembling people in the community to try to do some things in the community. It's gonna be a safe space because we have some colleges in the surrounding area, so people can come and there'll be a place to lounge and do your homework. People who avid readers
I
need
love
a
that.
quiet space they can come in and lounge and read, or go to the bookshelf and buy a book, get you something to eat, get you a nice coffee, and so be on the lookout. Be on
That sound player, especially with the study spaces.
yeah,
I'm with that, Kofi.
yes, yes. So definitely be on the lookout for that. I've been looking at buildings, and I actually got a video of a building I actually went and looked at this weekend. I'm in discussion with the people. So hopefully that'll work out for me, because this is the perfect location, the perfect parking lot. Because that's the main thing, is I'm looking for a parking lot, and I'm looking for a big space. And it has the big space, and it has a parking lot. So
Fingers
hope
crossed, Kofi. Good energy going up for your projects, because you
yeah.
already the Red Ranger. You got your plate full, and so I'm listening. I commend you for putting things together that you're putting together.
Yes, yes, yes. But let's get into the Baldwin Company first. She, and let me throw this back up here. This sister back up here one more time. So then this sister will be y'all hometown, will be one of y'all hometown heroes, right?
Yeah.
Dr. Axel Ray. Give her name again and give her Instagram out one more time for the people.
Yes. Her name is D Powell, Dee Powell, and her Instagram is at the THEE_DDEE. And you should have there should be all the links to the Sunny South Dallas Food Park. That has a separate page, Sunny South Dallas Food Park. And then she has another page for her nonprofit called Prolific Spaces. Let me see. I may be able to drop that in the chat, but she's doing amazing things. She's an urban planner. So again, I didn't even know that was a profession that you go study. So I think that's dope that she's out and she's creating a lane for herself and other people.
Yes, yes. That's those shout out to the people. So I'm gonna throw this brother up. This is DJ Johnson right here. Now, he's a hometown hero in New Orleans. He's not a hometown hero. Well, he could be, but he's a hometown hero in New Orleans. And the reason why I'm saying that is, um, he owns the Baldwin Company, right? And the Baldwin Company, we're going to talk about the Baldwin Company in a minute. But DJ Johnson was he did 20 years of tech for the federal government, and he moved back home to facilitate one of his dreams. And one of his dreams was to open up a independent bookstore, right? So 4 years ago, during the pandemic, DJ Johnson opened up a coffee/bookstore in New Orleans, right? Um, and me and Sean had the honor and privilege to go to this location in New Orleans. Sean been there twice. I only been there once, and the experience. I just briefly talked to the guy because we kind of got there, and by the time we got there, I couldn't. The event was finna get ready to start, but he's willing to sit down and have a conversation with not only me but also with Sean as well, right? So I'm definitely going to get back out there. And we definitely going to be out there this week, Tuesday. Hopefully, we'll be out there Tuesday for the Maurice Ruffin's book signing. We'll be there on the 27th. We'll be there at 6 p.m. For that experience again. I'll talk a little bit more about the my experience. Being at the Baldwin Company, but he's doing a lot of things in his community. One thing in let me take him off the screen. One thing in particular, we're talking about a lot of things, but one thing that also gravitated to me that I don't want to highlight is he's doing free. I'm gonna say that again. He's doing free classes, not seminar, but financial literacy classes, right? He's teaming up with another institution where they're going to be doing financial, and I'll give you the institution in a minute, but they're doing financial literacy classes. So I think I seen maybe about 6 or 7 different classes on there where they're going to be talking about finances. They're going to be talking about finance and literacy, investing, a lot of things that they're going to be talking about, which things I think is also vital to our community is learning how to manage your money and learning how to take your money and do things where you can make your money make money for you, but not only make money for you, also do things where that money is benefiting your community. That's the key thing. And now that's what he's doing. He's taking his money where his money is now benefiting his community with these different programs. He has a book club. So he's also promoting you know, the things on reading, how important it is to read, how important to be an avid reader, you know what I'm saying? So, the importance of literature, right? So it's so many different things that's going on. But hold on, let me pull up these slides real quick. Let's go to the first one in the Baldwin Company. Again, the Baldwin Company, that's in New Orleans. All right. So the Baldwin Company is a black-owned independent bookstore serving individual school businesses, nonprofits, and more, using power of books to inspire more impoverished communities. Our mission is to inspire growth in the people and the community through the power of reading. Based in New Orleans historic neighborhood, Baldwin and Company is a vibrant community hub and a center for intellectual discovery where authors, readers, artists, and activists gather and welcoming and supporting their environment. I'm gonna stop right there. He's
We can't hear you, Kofi. Mm-mm. Can y'all hear Kofi? Mm-mm. Billy said that parking is necessary. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Okay. Yeah, Billy said we still can't hear you. I don't know if it was something changed with your other laptop or something. I don't know. But y'all listen, Kofi gonna figure it out. He don't need me. He definitely don't need me. Me to try to help him figure out nothing technical. He can't hear you. Mm-mm. All right, Kofi gonna figure it out. That you see all that he got going on. He's definitely gonna have this figured out shortly. Thanks for your patience. But yeah, let me see. Mm-mm. Billy, I sure wish I was going to Baldwin and Company with y'all. I just want you to, for the record, I sure wish me and Matt was going out there with y'all. Man, I know y'all gonna have a good time at the bookstore and in fellowship. Because first of all, anytime you know, readers go to a book club together, it's gonna. I mean, not a book club, a bookstore together. It's gonna be crazy. So, what is it? The book festival, New Orleans Book Festival. Uh-oh, do we hear you? I think we may hear you, Kofi. Billy, don't tell me what a good time. NOLA Book Festival. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, I know this is gonna be a good time. Whew. And Kofi lucky he don't live that far from y'all. I mean, far from New Orleans. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Listen, y'all gonna cut up. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Listen, don't spend too much money when y'all go out there, okay? I hope y'all got a nice budget for this trip, especially when y'all get the Baldwin and Company. And I'm gonna have to do my research and see. I know that there is gonna be a whole bunch of authors in town, so I want to. I need to see some more information about it. Thank you for your patience, everybody. Mm-mm. Mm-mm, no sound.
What about now?
There you go. Perfect,
Lord
Kofi.
have mercy. I got this new plug in, and I keep kicking this plug and kicking it unloose from the machine. So when I
Okay.
plug it back in, it automatically mute me, and I'm sitting here with the thing
Oh,
on mute. It automatically mutes you. I have to
okay.
unmute myself.
It be the simplest things. Every time it be the simplest things.
Yes, Lord.
Welcome back, Kofi.
I'm sorry, but I was talking about the Baldwin, him mentioning DJ Johnson, and he was inspired, by the Baldwin Company. And he was not the Baldwin Company, but inspired by James Baldwin. So here's like a few books from James Baldwin that I have for people that don't know. A very intellectual scholar, I would say a scholar. He's also a prolific writer of novels, poems, and other things right here. And I'm quite sure everybody in here, I don't have to run down everything from James Baldwin, but
Well,
these are
that's
some.
gonna be good.
Yes, this is James Baldwin. So that's he was inspired by James Baldwin. Their overall values: the Baldwin companies are to expand literature and promote discourage among members in the community. We bring writers and thoughts leaders at the forefront of social justice to Baldwin Company for authors to talks to inspire young readers to become leaders of tomorrow. There were no better way to foster intellectual growth than through books and literature. Literature, and the Baldwin Company believe the success of every individual begins with the volume in hand, right? So they're definitely promoting um, literature, you know what I'm saying, over there. And let's talk about, man, our experience. I think that was the 27th that we and Sean went down there. I sure wish Sean was on here with me so he could have gave you his experience. But we went down there to um, Let me pull out more books because this is also a literature podcast. So we went to the Baldwin Company. We went to the Baldwin Company down there to see Ibram X Akinde. And again, the Baldwin Company, like it's a hub, and we're gonna talk about some other things. They're not only just doing financial literacy book clubs and then bringing, these popular authors down there, but he's doing a lot of other stuff that we'll talk about here in a minute. But we went to go see Ibram X Akinde, right? He's a professor at a school. He's also a scholar. He has wrote multiple books as well. But this is the book that we went down there, Bettercoon, right? We went down here to see that is the adoption of the young reader. This is a version he redid for the youth, right? So we went down there for for that. But let's I'm gonna run down some other books before I talk about it. This book here I'm reading How to Be an Anti-Racist, right? I'm about through with this book. I'm gonna do a book review on this book because this book actually it done kind of changed the way that I speak toward
Okay.
others that look like me. It also changed my thought process a little bit on how to approach things, or even with certain things I used to engage myself with, and not knowing that those were I did in a way, knowing that they were racist ideals, right? Or even going back and forward that a black cannot be a racist, or even the term race and racism, how we interchange them, and they both are two different. So I like how in each chapter he gives you a working definition. So he gives you a working definition in each chapter that you go through. So I like that because a lot of people that read my material, I like to do the same thing so we can be on the same page, because we can get lost in a discussion if you don't define the working definitions, right?
Very true.
Mhm. This is another one. How to raise an anti-racist, right? So this is another book.
Shout out to Dr. Kendi.
Stamp. This here I got the King book signed by him. I also got this book. I took this book with me. Let me see where he signed it. Maybe signing on. Okay, here it is, right here. So here's a sign. I got my books signed right here. This
Lucky.
Stamp from the beginning. The definition history of racist ideals in America. And his books are being banned across the states right now. And that video that y'all seen that Sean posted was a video that I posed about book bans, and he answered the question. And he said we got to continue to write. We got to continue to be in these schools, got to go to these schools and to show up at these school boards meetings when they're trying to pass these laws of banning certain materials and the things. He's absolutely right. Right. So us being down there, man, like I said, that was my first time. That was Sean's second time. The venue is nice. The Baldwin Company is nice. The only thing that I didn't like, I'll say, that I didn't like about the Baldwin Company was the parking. Like the parking, man, the parking, I had to pay for parking way down the street. But other than that, the venue is immaculate. When you walk inside, he has a big thing. He's inspired by Jane Baldwin, because you're gonna be greeted by a big old sign by the books of Jane Baldwin face on it. And me going to a book signing, that was my first time going to a book signing on that magnitude where you had that many people. We was outside, and
How
from the
many
front,
people was in there?
maybe I'm gonna say maybe about 100 some people in
Okay,
there. Maybe
yeah, that's huge for a book signing.
so it was, and I had, I done been to book signings, but I never been one as that big. And we had to go. We couldn't hold it inside. They have another thing on the outside, on the side of the building where they have a stage at, and they had us up under this thing. And man, every row was filled all the way to the back of the thing, man. And just that experience and that experience along of those people, and it wasn't just he's a black scholar. But it wasn't just black. My thing, to be honest, it was a black-owned business. It was a black scholar. So I'm thinking it was going to be just black people in the building. Man, you had black and white folks all in the building. You know what I'm saying? That was listening to what this guy had to say. So everybody got a chance to ask where majority of everybody got a chance because they was on a time limit, but a lot of people got a chance to ask Ibram X. Akinde questions. Like I said, he answered them, you know what I'm saying? He gave a great answer for everybody that asked him a question about the book bans, um, you know, about different things and different, you know, even the book bans. I mean, the racism and racism, colorism, um, racist policies and laws. I mean, they asked so many different questions to the brother, but my experience there, like I said, man, it was so good. I got a lot of footage that I was down there now makes me want to go back and experience it again, right? And the cool thing about when you buy your ticket from them, the tickets are cheap. I paid $32 for one, $34 for this one. That event comes with you being there for 2 hours and you don't have to buy the book. It comes with the book. So
Okay.
once you get there, you get the book. So $32, you get to meet the author, talk to the author, ask the author questions, and get a book for 32 to $34. I'm like, you can't beat that. So this is the same thing. So it makes me want to go back down there to experience the same thing with Maurice Ruffins. Go down there. Now I get to interact with this big writer, this big author, as well as getting his new publication. You know what I'm saying? Ask questions and even rub elbows and bump elbows with other individuals, other writers, other scholars, other teachers. Because when we was there the last time, there was an actor that was in the building. I can't think of
Woo.
his name. There was an actor that was in the building that I seen him on multiple days. So you had actors there, you had writers there, you had teachers. There was a lot of teachers in the building. You had a lot of teachers that was also in the building as well. You had avid readers, you know, people who just love to read that was in the building. So it was just a great experience. Everybody was friendly. You know, I talked to a whole bunch of people. Me and Sean, I think, talked to two or three different teachers that was also in the building. I was able to talk to the author as well. So it was a great experience, man, for me. And going back to it just only boosted me more to see this individual, DJ Johnson, who went back to New Orleans, quit his IT job, you know what I'm saying, working for the federal government, and go back home and to open up his own store, but not only open up a store, but make it a hub where that store can be a hub where they can come in, where intellectuals can come in and have a cup of coffee, you know what I'm saying, and talk and figure out ways on how they can build their community and make their community better, right? So that place is he's setting an example, right? Because he, like, not only does he have the bookstore where you can go in and buy books, but he also have a book club. Not only a book club for adults, but he have a book club for the youth. Not only does he has that space where he's also bringing in people as well. They have a podcast where they also pushing literature, but they also have another thing where they're actually providing spaces. Like, I didn't even know this. Like, it's another space, the Baldwin and something, where he's actually providing spaces for people to come in and live in, right? So now he's providing low income homes or low income spaces for other people also in his community. So
Incredible.
he is doing a lot of good. And if I could go down there every week, because I would. It's almost 2 hours from me. It's 2 hours and 30 minutes from Sean. It's an hour and 50 minutes from me, almost 2 hours away, which is nothing, really nothing. But I can't go down there every weekend. But I can't wait to get back down there and experience that. So again, I want to shout out DJ Johnson and his establishment, the Baldwin Company. Shout out to James Baldwin for actually inspiring him to create this space. You know what I'm saying? Because he uses a quote when a James Baldwin, where he talks about the best philosophical minds sit down and have a cup of coffee and exchange intellectual thoughts, right? So he created, from that quote, he created a hub where intellectuals can come in and have a cup of coffee, or the best of our minds can come in and engage in these intellectual conversation where it can also better our community. So again, shout out to DJ Johnson for creating the Baldwin Company. Can't wait to get back out there.
Man, I can't wait to get down there. And shout out to him for doing amazing things in the community and creating the hub. Because again, sometimes that's all we need is just a place to pull up and do business. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited. And then I think when y'all went, didn't it rain? And they had already had accommodations for y'all to be comfortable when Dr. Kendi was out there?
No, that was the other. That was I think that was Jasmine Ward.
Okay. I'm getting confused. I forgot Sean had already been down there.
Sean had went to the Jasmine Ward. That was the first one he had went to. So that from his experience from that first one, shoot, made him want to go to this next one, and vice versa with me. My first one was Ibram X. Kendi, so now it make me want to go back out there, and it's just a great atmosphere, great environment, and even DJ with me speaking to him briefly, but he was willing to sit down and have a conversation with me and Sean soon. So he's cool, he's friendly, he's very
Good
approachable.
people.
Right.
Good
So,
people.
and he's willing to help us in any way possible, man. So I can't wait to get back down there when they not doing nothing, because they always doing something. If you can go to the Baldwin and Company website, and it gives you all their information on what they're about, what they are actually doing in the community, the events that's at the building, at the bookstore. All that stuff is laid out, even stuff about DJ, some stuff about DJ, some stuff I had to go look up myself, far as interviews and other stuff like that people wrote about him. He has a couple of write-ups about him, but just the New Orleans in particular, man, like I see a good like you would say a rising of renaissance there as well, because not only that they have that, like I'm gonna be in New Orleans quite a few. So they're me, Sean, Billy, she's on here. Billy's supposed to be in New Orleans. Anna Tate and Sarah's supposed to be in New Orleans next month. The 15th, it's the 14th, 15th, and 16th. But me and Sean will be there the 15th and the 16th, which is Friday and Saturday. They having a book tour. Man, it's gonna be hundreds of well-known authors down there on from the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So we're going to be there
Incredible.
in real time. Let me see what is
I'm jealous. Let me fill that in real quick while you go to your
yeah.
situation. I'm jealous. Oh, but I'm glad that y'all are getting that chance to tap in together at a cool event.
Yep, it's the New Orleans Book Festival. It's March the 14th through the 16th. So that's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So we'll be there Friday and Saturday. And we'll have soon, y'all start seeing us probably posting a list of a lot of those authors that's going to be in the building. A lot of those authors, probably some of your favorite authors. So
Who
I'm
are a couple of those authors that you want to see, Kofi?
um Imani Perry, she's gonna be in the building. So Dr. Imani Perry. So and that's one Sean says he's very excited about as well as Dr. Imani Perry. So Dr. Imani Perry would definitely be in the building. I can't remember all the rest of them. Sean know quite a few of the other ones. And he was supposed to give up quite a few of the other ones on here, but we're gonna keep people updated because we want people to have a list. So if they in that surrounding area, not close, they can come check it out. If they can't come Thursday, they can come Friday. If they can't come Friday, they can come Saturday, or they can come all 3 days. Like I can't make all 3 days, so I'll be there
Stacey
Friday
Abrams, oh my
and
God.
Saturday. Yep. Hold on. Billy has. Let me see. Billy says,
Maurice Ruffin's gonna be there. Oh my God.
yeah. He's gonna be there as well. Let me see.
My heart.
Billy Nicole said,
What's
yeah.
Matt doing? We need to slide down there.
It's gonna be at Tulane. She said Stacey Abram, Imani Perry, Eddie Galdi, Maria. She saw
Tulane University. Okay.
Yep, Tulane. Yep.
That's gonna be incredible.
Yep. So we'll be down there, man. They doing some stuff down. Then we're gonna be back down there, May the 31st through June the 2nd. That is the Literary Gem Awards, right? So we'll be down there that Friday. We'll be down there that Friday. We're not going to one event. We're going to the Literary Awards, which is June. That is the Saturday. That's the following Saturday. But Friday they got a literary They got a whole bunch of stuff. They got the party, they got the brunch, they got some other stuff. They got backstage pages if you want to get backstage pages. So we just did backstage pages, passes, and awards, right? So we'll be back down there. So there'll be the literary awards down there. So we're gonna be down in New Orleans quite a few times um, this year, dealing with books, authors, and other different things that's actually going on in the community. Maybe down there some more, but those are some ones that I know that we have set in stone where we're gonna definitely be at, and hopefully we'll be able to get
That's
out.
amazing.
Yes, hopefully we'll be able to get you down there on for the literary awards so we can kind of network a little bit because that's around the same week our book come out.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the same week the
I'll get
book.
with Matt and we'll see what we can pop out.
Yep. So we can get down there. I know um Dr. Not but A. Lewis and D. Lewis, he'll be down there.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, they'll be down there. Sipt and Reed, hopefully they'll be down there. Sarita and Nikki, hopefully they'll be down there. I know Sarita was saying she had to put um her days in from her job. Hopefully she'll be able to get them. She put them in advance, so they gonna try to make it down there. So,
Shout out
I
to that link up.
yes,
That
yes,
link up gonna be epic.
yes, indeed. So I want to get down there. And, speaking of D. Lewis, we mentioned our new book, Acting on Your Dreams and Your Visions, written by me, you, and Seanathan. We'll also have D. Lewis. D. Lewis, y'all know D. Lewis. We interviewed him last month. We'll be interviewing his mom, his mom, his wife. I think that's the 24th of next month. One of those. So we'll be interviewing her next month. But D. Lewis, is a fast and rising narrator, book narrator, right? So we challenged him, and he wrote us a piece, a phenomenal piece. He wrote the dedicated forward for the book. So now we have a narrator who has picking up his pen and wrote something phenomenal. I'm telling you that dedicated forward he wrote is a phenomenal piece that gonna be a part of the book, man. So look out for that again in May. And also March the 27th, look out for Sean book, Sean Peter Reader, the collection of thoughts. You can go get that right now on Same Tree Different Brands Publishing and pre-order your copy at 20% off right now, published through Same Tree Different Brands Publishing as well. But so if you ain't got anything else, or if you got anything else, you can rip it off, and then we'll go into the woman segment.
Listen, I'm ready for the woman segment, and I almost got confused because I thought I did. I forgot if I did D for the woman segment. I thought I did D, but I have another amazing woman that I could talk about.
Oh no! If you already did so that, and I think then see that's what I was looking for because I was like
Yeah.
you jumped all the way ahead because you.
Well, when you was like, you can go ahead and do Dallas, so I was like, cool,
Oh no, I thought
we
was gonna go into the stuff about, but okay, but let's go into it right now. Let's go into we'll do this for 10 minutes or so. What can we do to make our community better or further our community? And this don't even have to be a conversation just with me and you, but again, this can be a conversation between us and the people who are actually in the audience, the listening audience. Again, let me get the number because it's a shame I can't remember my number. This is actually my business number. And maybe y'all will call me too for some business on this line.
like use that number.
Yeah. So hold on.
A good question. I can't wait to hear what the people got to say.
Let me get because it's in there. Let me just scroll all the way back up. Where y'all been chatting in here? But again, that number is 601 695 5797. 601 695 5797. And I'm gonna put it back in here too. All right, so we put it in there. So until you know, y'all feel, don't be scared. Pick up the phone, call in. We want to hear your thoughts as well. But let me get what you think we could do, Dr. Wade, um, to further our community. What is some type of asset or something that we could do, um, to make our community better?
You know what? I think I think we need to. One of the main things is go back to our foundations of community. Again, like we talked about earlier, there's a ton of things going on in Dallas, and a lot of people who are in their lane doing their purpose are out creating events and activities and stuff like that. And so my ask and what I think is that we should be going to these events because we have to find our tribe, find people that are in your area that you can network with, that you can build with, who may be interested in something that you're doing. Who knows, y'all can support each other's dreams and stuff like that, because a lot of us feel like we're in a silo. I'm doing this by myself, and that may be true. But if there's some stuff going on, if there's some events in your area, just like Kofi doing is traveling to New Orleans, connecting with people, connect with your people, as much as you can, so that you can build that camaraderie. Because again, we need to know about, if you're doing something good, we need to know about it, and create ways to connect people to your programs, or to connect people with resources. That's one big takeaway from our leaders. Kofi mentioned this being a literary podcast. Our leaders got people together. They organized people based on their talents, and they made them active. You know what I'm saying? If you're a good cook, or if whatever your talents is, we could use that in the community. And we don't know if you don't come out to share those things. So definitely, come out, be in community with your people. If you see a deficit or something that should be created in your community, do it. That's what I'm thinking, Kofi.
Oh yeah, yeah, yes, most definitely. Yeah, most definitely. Traveling is definitely going to be like the key. We talk about that. We're going to talk about that in our book as well, about the importance of traveling. Like you saying, your tribe. Sometimes you feel like you're doing, because sometimes when you're traveling and you bump into people who are like minded like you. They can actually give you some, especially if they already got something off the ground. You can actually follow their blueprint. You can ask for them to mentor you, to show you certain things, pass some information along, so you can now take that when you travel back to your hometown. Now you can apply that, you know what I'm saying, and do whatever do whatever you need to do whatever that is that they giving you at the time. So traveling there definitely is one, like you said, showing up to events, right? And that's gonna be the main thing. I think like it need to be more of us creating spaces for people to show up, and when they showing up, we have something. We actually have something to offer. Like when once I get the store, I actually try to. I've been back in my hometown since 2016. So when I got back here in 2016, I immediately got on the ground running. So I by my name alone, my name holds some weight. So when people heard that I was trying to create a program, because I was trying to create a program that is needed in our community here, multiple programs. So a lot of the men was willing to sit down and meet with me, and then there were some women was willing to sit down and meet with me. So we began to sit down every other week, and we would patronize a black owned business. So we would go in this establishment and we would order food, and we made this one location ours because he didn't mind us coming. He actually enjoyed us, or enjoyed hearing the things that we actually was talking about, and that was for us trying to build and not destroy. So but it didn't work out due to I must just say lazy. A lot of times people can talk when it's time to talk. People will talk, but when it's time to actually put in work, man, people, don't want to put in the work. They can talk the talk, but ain't willing to walk the walk, right? So that kind of went up under. But I think that we need to create more programs like forming. I think that is important. I think there need to be programs in our community on showing people on how to grow your food, how to grow your food and grow your food right. You know what I'm saying? how to grow a watermelon, how
Right.
to grow a tomato, how to grow peas, how to shell peas. All these things. This is a program I think that is needed in the community. We need more farmers in our community to grow food. We need more healthy people. We can't help anybody if we're not healthy, right? So we need that. We also need classes, combat classes. We need to show those who are willing to protect our community by all costs. We need a self-defense class where we're teaching not only the elderly, but we're teaching our women how to use a gun properly. You know what I'm saying? How to defend themselves properly, how to diffuse issues in the community when we see people that's going on in the community, neighborhood watches, what I'm saying, where we're actually policing ourselves. Because a lot of times in our community, I'll give you an example. I stay out here in the country. So out here in the country, I'm surrounded by a lot of white people out here. So I got cameras around my houses, but those cameras I had went out. So I only had a ring camera outside of my front door. So there were some people from another town that was young boys that was traveling in and came into this neighborhood and started breaking into people's cars. So luckily these people went up under our shed where me and my wife cars are parked at, and they got into my wife's car and they was trying to make their way around my car. So the camera picked it up, and I don't sleep. So this happened like 4 o'clock in the morning. So the normally my ring went out because I got the distance set long because my other cameras had went out. So I caught the young individuals. They had to be about 14 to 15, and that was spared me from shooting them when I came out. I either could have got killed or they could have killed me because I ran out immediately and ran up under the shed, and they seen me and they took off running and hopped in the car and left. They could have shot me, or I could have killed somebody's child. These had to be, but anyway, the sheriff come right out there. An investigator came to my house the next day, walked us through the process the whole time because there was other white people who had their car broken into. But if we would have been still staying in downtown Brookhaven, where things have happened before, well, I'd have had a couple of experiences where the police didn't want to do nothing. They wanted me to do their job. There wasn't no investigators. There wasn't people walking me through. They wanted me to actually do the work. They just wanted to file the paperwork. So we just need more people in our communities policing our areas. You know what I'm saying? Because you may stay in an area where the police be like, I'll get there when I get there, or I'll get there and they're not willing to do anything, right? Versus, okay, this community versus this community. I'm gonna do more in this community because this community is thriving more, or it has more of these type of groups of people that's established, or it's in a business area, whatever the case may be. So we need to be policing our own neighborhood. So that is something I think that could make our community better, where we're policing our own community, where a lot of these things that transpire in our communities, like breaking into your homes, breaking into your cars, robbing people, being robbed at gun points, black on black crimes, especially with the youth, another teenager killing another teenager over something ridiculous, and somebody losing their life, you know what I'm saying, and their family grieving over their child, and then the child that took the other child's life, their parents is now grieving over them because now they got to spend majority of their life behind bars because they are taking somebody else's life over some nonsense, right? So, not and even another program like far as, and this is not just in my community, this is everywhere that I see. It is a disconnect with the youth and the elders. The elders, the elders has turned their backs on the youth. A lot of times, if you in certain spaces, you will hear a lot of people that are down talking the youth, and because they don't understand the youth, right? So it's easy to down talk the things that they're doing. It's easy to turn your back. But if you, so there need to be programs where we can get that disconnect, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
away from each other, because there's a disconnect because the elders not respecting the youth, and the youth is not respecting the elders. So there need to be a program in place on how we can restore the relationship between the elder and the youth, right? And once we do that, I think we will be able to build, but also where we can establish that, now we can get the elders to listen, because a lot of our elders don't know how to work a computer. A lot of our elders is not up to date on things that are actually going on when we're talking about technology and things like that, right? And then there's things that the youth is not privy as, with old fashioned ways of doing certain types of things, right? So I think it need to be a merger between the two, and then the elders also need to step up and be like, well, hey, before I can chastise somebody else's child or chastise the youth that's in my community, let me re-examine myself and see what I'm doing. So if I'm not doing nothing, then I need to keep my mouth closed, because I'm not doing anything to try to set an example to these youth and show them, okay, you have to have your britches pulled up. Okay, I'm not giving them example, okay, that you have to honor your mother. I'm not giving them an example of you have to be respectful to your woman, right? I'm not showing an example of you have to be there to raise your kid. It's not about you not raising your kids by just giving them child support. I need to be there and show them, okay, how to turn the money that you're making into a business, how to invest in yourself and take that investment where you're not only uh helping your family, but now you're also providing jobs in your community. So I think that need to be a program. You know what I'm saying? So, and I can keep going on about multiple programs, but those are some of the things that I think that would help, worldwide in our communities. If we had those types of programs, it would definitely benefit and make our communities better.
100%, Kofi. And also we need people, who like to make things fun too. Fun events for the kids, fun
Mhm.
events for adults. One of my friends, her name is Miss Alberta. She does hoops for healing. And I went to one of her events, and this is something new. You wouldn't think that hula hooping would be healing, but I think it's fun. I went to one of her events before. Me and Matt pulled up on her at the Pan African Connection earlier today, and she was outside, hula hooping. And it's not just your traditional hula hoop. She has weighted hoops, and it's a whole different vibe. It's totally different from hula hooping when you was a kid. But again, things that allow people to release their energy, to release their stress, things that are helpful, because again, you think hula hooping, I may sweat a little bit, I may get a workout, but it's cardio. So that's helping your physical health. It's, you laugh and you giggle. That's helping, inner child healing and all kinds of other things, just by hula hooping. And so again, if she would have talked to herself like, oh man, ain't nobody gonna hula hoop, we wouldn't have that service.
Mhm.
So don't be afraid. If you have an idea that you think is cool, walk it all the way through.
Mhm.
Walk it through, execute it. If you need help, if you're in an area you like to read and you want to create a book club, reach out. We can help you get something set up there. But if you have a cool, neat, unique idea, make it a business. Make it a business and let that be a service to the community and whatever you're doing. Because we want you to make money off of your talents.
Mhm.
Kofi Ben said, we're not doing, it ain't gonna be a whole bunch of free stuff. But it's good. People will pay for good quality events. People will pay for good quality education, even if it's something different. So if we didn't talk about your idea today, but the question that Kofi asked sparked the idea, sit with that, journal about it, see what ideas you can come up with, and see what you can create, or you and your homegirls can create, or some people in your community can create. Because again, we talked about people who today who are heroes, but they started with an idea. And now look, we have Baldwin and Company. We have Elaine Brown on an $80 million project. We have our friend D Powell, really building something sustainable for the community. And that could be me, Kofi, Zane, Billy, each of us could be hands-on in creating, programs and events that are good for the community and good for ourselves.
That's why I'm so excited, because all of that, what you said, we're actually going to be talking and walking people through steps in our new book. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep talking about it, and we'll be promoting it again. We'll be promoting it real soon, heavily again. It's called Acting on Your Dreams and Your Visions. So we talk about some of our own personal experiences in there, and we talk about, things that you need to do, how to take that ideal and manifest that ideal in real time, whatever that ideal it is that you having, right? And the main goal is just like you just said, Dr. Wade, to just do it. You never know until you actually do it. If you keep making excuses, you know what I'm saying, just time is just going to continue to go by. Nothing is never going to be able to get done. So, definitely. And then shout out to the Pan African Connection. I gotta get out back out there too, man. I that was a great experience for me being out there in Dallas and up in that place and meeting the owner and CEO, and she's phenomenal. And I
She,
and just the stuff they do something every Sunday out there too, right, Dr.
yeah, they
S.2?
have events on Saturdays and Sundays. They have a lot of author events, so book signings. Even today, me and Matt just went up there. Let's see, they have a drum circle at 3 every Sunday. Miss Alberta has her hula hooping class every other Sunday up there from 1 to 3. And even today, I think there was an author. I just peeked in because I was trying to get in and out, but there was an author up that they're doing like a cooking demo about, and I overheard the lady saying how we need to start cooking at home and different things like that. So again, there are programs going forth. We just need to make sure that we in the building and we learning. But Pan African Connection is a bookstore and it's a resource center. It's really a hub for Black culture and Black community. So definitely shout out to Pan African Connection. They always are about the community, always doing some great things out there. And it's springtime, so they have the Ubuntu market every Sunday, or no, every first and third Sunday. So you'll be able to go out and see vendors. That's why actually where I started selling my book is at Pan African Connection. I got onto the Ubuntu market, one of their vending markets. So there's opportunities everywhere. Take your part and be the best you can be. Hello.
Yes, sir. And I'm definitely when I come back, I hated we were just there that Friday and that Saturday. But next time I come, I'm planning on staying more than 2 days, and one of them days definitely gonna be Sunday because I want to come up. Because she was actually trying to get me to come that Sunday too to come back out. I was like, I gotta leave. We leaving out Sunday. I'm headed home that morning. So next time I come, so next time I do come back to Dallas, like I said, which is this year, I'm coming back out there again. So we flying this time. So
And you know what? It'll be perfect timing because the modern day griots can be in there, and
mhm,
all of the other publications, other your publishing company could be in there. She's mad supportive like that
mhm.
with authors. It's a beautiful experience over there. And
Yeah.
plus, we're gonna always be welcoming you to Dallas. First of all, Kofi, we
Well,
are we gonna definitely make sure you have a good time, you and wifey.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. We had a nice time. We was out there. We appreciate you and Matt. Also, shoot, before we get up out of here, we promoted all our stuff. I forgot to promote my daughter's book. Heavy. Um, go get this publication. It's a nice public. I wish she would do so. I did a lot of heavy promoting for it at the when the book first came out, and I kind of stopped. I've been wanting her to kind of get her feet well. I wanted her to interview you, but boy,
Yeah,
I
we
tell
should link
you,
up.
it was a hard enough time to just for me to interview her. So that's why I had a you and sipped and read and a couple
Right.
other platforms. But I was like, I ain't, I ain't gonna force her to do nothing because I forced her to do the interview with me. And
Okay.
her mama sat here the whole time across from us. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't even finna force her.
I
Let's
feel you.
just
I
get
feel
this
you.
over with. I ain't gonna force her. But it just by that, I appreciate everybody that bought the book. It did it and it did good. It put a few $100s in her pocket. She ain't got no money now, but it but it put a few $100s in her pocket. And hopefully, we'll be able to come out with Heavy too pretty soon. But I'm not gonna force her with that. I would like that because a lot of people want to see the sister story
Okay.
in here. So hopefully she'll do that and be on the lookout for my son. My son, I think everybody will relate. I'm actually ghost writing it, but I'm actually talking with him and doing a lot of talking with his mother through audio and through text because I work good at nighttime, so I ain't gonna be able to talk. My son be up, but I won't be able to talk to his mother at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So I've been doing a lot of voice recording, and because my son he went through something horrendous. He's 16. He went through something horrendous. At the age of 12, and so he's ready to tell his story. He want me to tell his story, so I want to make sure I tell his story correctly and the adversity he went through with how he overcame this. He's actually a powerful story. I'm proud he ready for somebody to tell his story because my son what he went through. He's actually still going through therapy, and it's been 4 years ago. And then he actually lost somebody that was close to him. I just say he lost his grandmother. He actually watched his grandmother die. He was 12 years old and watched his grandmother die, and scared me and his mother because we didn't know if my son was actually going to live or die and had to be airlifted somewhere else. So, but it's his willness and his grindness to become a basketball player, and how my son was in a wheelchair, and these doctors telling my son he's going to be in a wheelchair a few years, and my son was out of a wheelchair within 4 or 6 months because he said he gonna play basketball, and my son made the basketball team, been playing basketball. But it's a whole lot of stuff in between all of that, even him being cut from the basketball team up to leading to what happened between him and his grandmother. So it's a powerful story. I'm kind of glad because now it's making me understand my son a little bit more when he shut himself off from me and his mom, and and he go through some of the things he go through up and down, because that was traumatic for a 12-year-old to actually watch and see his grandmother die as she was protecting him, you know what I'm saying, and she died right there on the spot due impact through a car wreck. So um, I'm just grateful he let me tell a story. So that's coming out too. So y'all be on the lookout for my son's book. Probably be following maybe a month or so after, or 2 months after our publication with me, Dr. Wade, and Sean's out. So we just got a lot of stuff coming this year that's dealing with literature, and my as I learn, we all learn, revise with a lot of new information as well, and we don't know what else may come. Maybe some other stuff that may be sparking up that I'm trying to work on in the works behind scenes. If it work out, it work out. If it don't, it don't. It's in involving other people. So you just never know where other people at when you're doing. And then before we go, I just want to say this, Dr. Ashley Wade. I just want to let everybody know on here that I appreciate Dr. Ashley Wade for coming on this season and being another host on here. We hate we don't have our other host Sean on today again. He had an important family matter he had to take care of. So again, continue to keep him in your prayers and send positive vibes and energy toward him and his family's way, because they need it right now. But I want to just say I appreciate you, because me and Sean, we kind of move at a fast pace, doing a lot of stuff. And I just want to say everything that, we ask, we don't tell nobody what to do. We just ask, and you just been boom, 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 boom. You just been on top of it, and we just moving at a fast pace. And it's just good when you are partnered with somebody else that has that same speed that you have, to have that same determination, that you have, that same drive, that you have, the same spark that you have, so, and that's important. And I'm just saying that's a message for anybody. Anytime you're going to partner with anybody for whatever reason that you're partnering with, make sure that that partner that you have, or partners that you have that same tenacity, that same drive, that you have that same work ethic that you have, you know what I'm saying, that is creative just like you are creative, a visionary just like you are a visionary, and wanting to effect positive change. You hear me? I said a positive change. So again, I just want to, just let everybody know that's watching, and that I truly appreciate you for being on this podcast, and not only being on the podcast, just contributing to the last book and writing, being an author on this new publication that we got coming out pretty soon, as well as being a part of this podcast. You are a phenomenal woman.
Thank you so much, Kofi. And as I honor myself, I honor people around me. I really appreciate you for, first of all, being a Red Ranger, because without any of us, you still gonna create. Your grind is unmatched. So I appreciate you for allowing us to come on in and share in your opportunities that you create for us. So I'm grateful. Shit, now you got me inspired to write. You made a video. You was like, just pick up the pen, just get your laptop out. So I appreciate what you're telling people as far as inspiration. And I'm inspired by you as well. And I'm really grateful to be a part of the show. I love the Griots Podcast. I love what I've been able to learn about myself as far as the Griot, through the work that you've been doing. So again, I received that, but then I'm also giving that love right back, Kofi. And again, before we go, shout out to my brother Sean. Definitely keep his family in your prayers. And I know all the people that are on here right now got good energy and vibes. send that on up because people, and share that love out there in the universe.
Yes, most definitely. Well, and we'll see y'all next week on not next week, but we'll see y'all next month. Next month on the Griot Podcast. Our next show will be interviewing A. Lewis. That is the book narrator, the audio narrator, D. Lewis' wife. She's a phenomenal writer. She's also a Griot. So y'all be on the lookout for that episode next month. I think it's March the 24th. Show's always going to be on the Sunday. So we'll see y'all at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time on that day. And on that note, we'll leave y'all with Go Griot, and we out of here.
Peace.
Go Griot, go Griot, go Griot. Yeah, I'm in the city, yeah, I'm in the spot, in the vicinity. I'm the hottest up in the city, yeah, it really is. I studied the ones that was the realest, the illest, that invented that. Talking about Griots, West African passages for the streets, though. Adios mio, make forget about the Afro-Latinos. Drop their traditions from Africa's West Central. Let's raise a toast to the ancestors of old. For the knowledge comes in the form of a Griot.